What it is, my Peace and Grease here, bringing you another WDIF, or Where Do I Find? And today, we're talking the Unvaulted Relics, the relics that contain Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime and all their assorted Prime weapons. I've had a lot of newer players hit me up asking me, where's the best place to farm? How is the best way to farm? And so that's really what spurred this video. Now, I'm not going to go into any kind of detail as far as the relic system as it exists in the game of Warframe, because I think there's some great content creators out there that have covered that topic thoroughly. So if you are interested in relics and how that system works, I would direct you to those other content creators, because they do a phenomenal job. In fact, I'm going to hate myself for messing this up. I can't remember if it was NeoNess or iFlame. Both get great content creators. One of them had recently released a vid on whether to refine your relics or not to refine. That is the question, and had pretty much mirrored my opinions on the whole refinement system in general being flawed. So if that's something else that you're interested in looking at, then I highly recommend that you check those content creators out. Great, they have some great vids out there. But back to more specifically the Unvaulted Relics. Now the Prime parts are restricted to 4 relics this time, which is actually pretty doggone nice. So the first relic is the Lith B4, and after, haha, ba-doom choom. You've got on the Lith B4 you have the Ankros Prime blueprint, Nyx blueprint, Cindo blueprint, Rhino Neuroptics, and the Bolter blueprint. The next relic is the Miso N6, as in November 6. And this has the Haiku pouch, the Bolter barrow, the Rhino chassis, the Cindo handle, and the Nyx Neuroptics. Then for the Neo, you're looking at the R1, which contains the Haiku blueprint, the Ankros gauntlet, the Nyx chassis, the Volter receiver, and the Rhino blueprint, being the gold drop, of course. And lastly, the Axie S3, which has the Haiku stars, the Rhino systems, the Bolter stock, the Ankros blade, the Nyx systems, and the Cindo Prime blade. Now, I've mentioned in some of my other WDIFs, but it's worth mentioning again, and that's the Codex. The Codex can be a great resource in the game of Warframe. So if it's something you're not using currently, get in the habit of using it. It's definitely going to be your best friend when needing to find out information about various things in the game of Warframe. So, straight across from the market is your Codex. Now, if you're looking for a particular relic as far as what's in it or where its potential drop locations are, you would come over here to the Universe tab. And on the bottom left-hand corner is the Relics and Arcane tile. And when you click on that, that's going to bring up all the tiles that you currently own, vaulted or not. And when you click on one of these relics, what it's going to do is it's going to list what is in the relic. In regards to this L2, as you can see, it's got the Limbo Neuroptics, the Orthos handle, Nami Skylet blueprint, and the Bratton blueprint. But more importantly, it shows you all the potential drop locations that this could fall from. So from any of these locations, you have the potential to drop. Now, currently in game, there isn't any specific location that tells you drop chance. So you're going to have to go outside of game for that. So you're going to have to go to your favorite search engine, keywords such as Warframe, the specific relic you're looking for, and drop chance to find out those exact percentages. As it stands now, there is no in-game location that you can go to find that information out. But if you want to know where the specific relics drop from or what they contain, the Codex will tell you exactly what you need to know. As far as the Unvaulted Relics go, they can only be had in void missions. So in order to get these relics, you actually have to do void missions. I don't know why I just clicked on that, but ignore it. So here's an S3. And as you can see, the Axie S3 can drop from Aten, Belanus, Marduk, Mithra, and Mott. So that would be the location for the Axie S3. For the Lith B4 and after, you can get those from Annie, Hepit, Strabog, Tyrannus, Tishub, and Taiwaz. The Meso N6 can drop from Annie, Belanus, Oxymoko, Strabog, Tyrannus, Taiwaz, and Uko. And lastly, the Neo R1 can drop from Annie, Aten, Belanu, Smarduk, Mithra, Mott, Oxomoko, and Uko. So those are the locations, all void locations, meaning if you run onslaught missions, you can't get these relics. If you run bounties, you can't get these relics. If you run missions on any other location besides the void, you cannot get these relics. So you need to stick to the void to get these relics. Now, I do have a couple tips and tricks for you. First and foremost, relic packs. In my How to Syndicate vid, if you haven't checked it out, it's worth a definite look. It is very long. I do apologize about the length, but tons of information to get through. That's the reason for the length. But your syndicates sell relic packs, and those relic packs are a great little option when you're a little busy, you don't have time to grind specifically the void. Relic packs are great. For 20,000 standing, you get 3 relics. 1 is going to be rare. Now, don't automatically assume that an unvaulted relic is going to be rare, because more times than not, it's not the case. But you can't. It will give you 3 random relics, and 1 will be rare. And you can get RNG based, guys. You can get 1, you can get none, you can get 3, or anything in between. So relic packs are definitely a viable option for getting some of these relics. In fact, prior to the Nidus Deluxe Skin patch, the only N6 Meso N6 I was ever able to farm, actually I only got 1. And that was after countless hours of grinding void missions. I got 1. All of my other Meso N6s I got from relic packs. So definitely a viable option. If you're not interested in dealing with syndicates, or you maybe don't have enough standing, another option is you can buy them with plat in the market if you choose. Now again, I'm not one of those gamers that recommends buying a ton of stuff extra in a game, but you know what, this is a free game. As long as DE continues to support it, and as long as DE continues to treat their community with respect, I'll continue to support them. And so if you want to spend the plat to buy these relic packs, I commend you. It's definitely a good cause, in my opinion. But the relic packs differ from the syndicate packs in regards to the number of relics you get. The relic packs you buy from the market give you 5 relics, as opposed to just 3 that the syndicate relic packs give you. Still just 1 guaranteed rare, though. Now, if you really want my 2 cents on this, my personal opinion on the market relic packs is they're exorbitantly priced. I don't think it's worth 50 plat. That would indicate that each relic is 10 plat, and if you played Warframe for any length of time, you already know some relics aren't even worth 2 or 3 plat at any given time. So 50 plat is a little exorbitant, in my opinion. If they drop that down to 30, 35 plat, I think it would be more feasible. Furthermore, they need to up the rare number from 1 to 2 on these relic packs. So you pay 35 plat, you get 5 random relics, 2 of which are guaranteed rare. I think that they would sell a lot better, and I could actually recommend them. As it stands now, I think that's a little overpriced, DE. I can't agree with that pricing. So that's one of the tips, relic packs. They're definitely worth taking a look at. The next tip I'm going to give to you is the Void Fissure missions. So if you're new to the game of Warframe, to open up these boxes here, hit R1 on the PS4. You're going to tab over to this little flame icon, this little fire icon is where you're headed. Those are going to be your Void Fissure missions. And these are all the Void Fissure missions to open relics. So I highly recommend that you watch these like a hawk. And anytime a mission pops up in the Void, for example, you have one here on Tyrannus in the Void, you run them. You run them as long as they're available. Run them until they're gone. And the reason, there's 3 reasons I recommend this. The first reason is this mission, while it may be different from a regular mission because it is a Void Fissure mission, ultimately it's still in the Void. What this means is you can still get those unvaulted relics to drop. Okay? So that's numero uno, number 1 right there. It's in the Void. You can get the unvaulted relics to drop from these. But keep in mind, the relics will not drop at this level. For example, you see that this Void Fissure mission is level 30 to 40 for Tyrannus. But when you look at Tyrannus, you're going to see that it is... it's not going to show it. I believe it's like level 20 is what this Tyrannus, the regular mission, is. So it's going to probably drop Lith relics, and if the longer you stay, you could get the chance for a Miso relic. So understand that even though the Void Fissure mission specifically says it's level 30 to 40, keep in mind that it's still going to drop at that base location's level. In the case of Tyrannus, I believe it's like 20 or 15, 20, 25, somewhere in there. Anyway, it's only going to drop those Liths and potentially those Misos relics. So, but it still has the chance to drop them. That's the important thing to note here. The second reason is you're cracking relics when you run this mission. So you're getting prime parts. And you can take those prime parts and you can sell them for plat. You can take those prime parts and break them for ducats. You can save up sets and sell them for plat. Whatever your preference is. So that's the second reason. The third reason is it gives you reactant. All right, so you can refine specific relics that you're trying to get those gold and silver drops from. All right. So those are the three reasons I recommend that you watch the Void Fissure missions under the alert box like a hawk. And anytime these Void missions come up, run them until you can run them no longer. All right, so that's my other tip that I'm going to provide. Okay, so let's talk about missions. So since you can only get these Unvaulted Relics by running Void missions, you can only run these missions to get those relics, right? Stands to reason, of course. Seems like common sense. Now, my farming method is going to be a little bit different than probably some other players. For example, if you need the Lith B4, if you need a particular item off that relic, running Hepit, a capture mission, over and over and over and over again, 20, 30, 40, 80 times, whatever, and that's a viable option. Because you need that specific relic to get that specific part. So it makes total sense to run it that way. Totally viable, and it's a good way to do it. However, my farming method is a little bit different. My farming method consists of going from Tishub to Hepit, and then over here to Taiwaz, then Strybog, then coming over here to Uko, Oxamoko, Marduk, and Aten. And so I go in a big clockwise circle when I farm. Alright, that's how I do it. And the reason for this, and this isn't me, being braggadocious or anything like that. This is me just being real with you, and that is that I don't need anything out of these relics. I have all the primes, I have all the weapons, I have all the frames. I don't need any of these. So for me, I want all of these relics, all 4 of the Unvaulted Relics, as many as I can get. Because for me, it's all about stacking up sets upon sets upon sets that I can then at a later date sell. Alright? And so that's why I run it this way. So if you want to run the same mission over and over and over again 10, 20 times because you need a particular relic or a particular part from that particular relic, hey, it makes total sense, and you're in the right to do it that way. All right, I farm the way that I do because it suits my needs. So understand that. Okay, so with that said, let's jump into a few of these missions and see if RNG's with us. Now keep in mind, guys, that, and I can't stress it enough, this is RNG based. So this means I can run 80 missions and get no relics, or I could run 5 missions and get 5 relics, or anything in between, or any combination of, because it is RNG based. So you're basically going on pure random number generator. That's what you're basing this off of. So, but yeah. Now I'm using Ember quite simply because she's kind of the easy button on these lower level missions. She makes it just really easy to just kind of blaze through really quickly. So for me, yeah, I jump into these missions and use Ember because she definitely is the easy button in this regard.
Keep fighting. As long as the enemy is here, this tower is useless to us.
Now, something I don't see newer players using, I don't see newer players using these death orbs. And in case you're curious what a death orb is, they are those white and gold round devices like you see there. I'm ADS on right now. These death orbs actually generate energy at 250 energy. So when you get close enough to them, you know it's the bottom of my screen, 250 energy. Now it only pulses once. It only pulses once. So you can only get that 250 shot of energy from a singular time. But look at all these. Each one of these will give you a 250 shot of energy. So when you're running a void mission, you should literally never be out of energy, because these death orbs will constantly give you energy. So it's just something to keep in mind going forward. If you guys didn't know that, now you do. Get close enough to those death orbs, whether they're active or not, and they generate energy. Or even some of these active ones, like right here, for example. You can jump up and boom, bottom of my screen, 250. Now I picked up an extra 25 energy from an enemy, which is why it said 275. But they generate a 250 pulse of energy. Did I forget someone back here? Ooh. Focus. I am a space ninja, but corners are my kryptonite. I did forget someone back here. How?
Let's go on the offensive.
So this is just a basic exterminate mission, nothing fancy, nothing like that. How did I forget someone down there? Oh, now I see. Now the map marker is telling me to come over here. Great, where were you, when I was jumping across the map? Huh? Gotcha. And of course I'm going to get a network not responding. Of course I am. I mean, why wouldn't I? Hey. You can tell me that all you want.
Ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
And survey says, what are you gonna give me? Nice, right off the bat. First go. Hey, man. Now, I was surprised. I thought this video was gonna be a lot longer because it's not uncommon for me to have to run a full rotation of these missions twice before I start getting 1 or even 2 relics. So hey, the fact that I actually got a list B4 like right off the bat at the very beginning, hey, there you go. But don't, as I said, it's RNG based, so don't expect to jump into these missions. In every single mission you run, you're going to get one of these Unvaulted Relics. It's, unfortunately, it's just not the case. It's not reality. But there you go, guys. I hope that pretty much answered your questions as far as how to, the best way to farm these relics, the location to get these relics, so on and so forth. And until next time, peace and grease.